Every thought you have was installed by someone else. You think you're a free thinker, but most of what you believe was uploaded into your head long before you could say no. From the language you use to describe yourself to the things you chase without knowing why. None of it came from silence. It came from noise. Constant, repetitive, culturally approved noise. And like a good little philosopher, you've confused memory for insight. You've mistaken familiarity for truth. Let's get honest. You were programmed. Your goals, hand-me-downs from other people's insecurities. Your fears, secondhand trauma gift-wrapped by television and childhood. Even your so-called personality might just be your coping mechanisms wearing cologne. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." But what he didn't say is, most people didn't pick the dye. It was dumped on them before they could spell their own names. Most of us were raised, not educated, trained, not awakened. We're not individuals. We're composites of algorithms, approval systems, and unresolved childhood debris. We live in an age where everyone thinks they're authentic, yet we all sound the same. Same opinions, same outrage, same fake depth with the same filtered sadness. You're not expressing, you're echoing, and worst of all, you're fluent in your own programming. Seneca warned, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." But what if even your imagination isn't yours? What if most of your inner chaos is just cultural malware? Scripts like, "If I'm not productive, I'm worthless. If they ghost me, I'm broken. If I change, I'm fake." You weren't born thinking that. They were installed, patch by patch, like an operating system you never agreed to download. And here's the kicker. Most of this programming was installed by people who had no idea what they were doing. Parents doing their best, but scared. Teachers protecting the system, not the student. Friends parroting media, not wisdom. So when you look in the mirror, you're not just seeing you. You're seeing everyone you've ever tried to please. That should disturb you. Still watching? That already makes you different. The kind of different that doesn't go viral, but stays undefeated. This isn't a motivational channel, it's a recovery channel for people trying to uninstall bad thinking. If that's you, subscribe and stick around. The algorithm isn't your friend, but we might be. Back to it. Machiavelli once said, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." Today that's been rebranded. It's better to be liked than to be real. You obey social codes like a gladiator obeys the emperor. You don't want truth. You want permission. And yet, you feel the tension, the tightness in your chest before you agree with things you don't believe, the fatigue from nodding to nonsense, the guilt for wanting solitude. You're not broken, you're awakening. Nietzsche said, "Convictions are more dangerous enemies of truth than lies." And now, we're encouraged to build entire identities around those convictions, even when they're false, especially when they're profitable. But here's the dangerous idea. Maybe most people aren't suffering from mental illness. Maybe they're just tired from acting out beliefs that were never theirs. Clarity feels like depression in a world built on noise. So what do? You don't rage against the machine. You unplug from the ones that shrink you. You stop chasing healing as an aesthetic. You stop calling your trauma a personality. You stop worshiping pain as proof that you're alive. And you begin filtering your thoughts. Not every idea deserves entry. Not every voice in your head deserves a seat at the table. You ask, did I choose this thought? Or did it sneak in while I was trying to fit in? And if it didn't come from clarity, discipline, or deliberate silence, you delete it. You won't be free because you learned something new. You'll be free the moment you unlearn what was installed. That's Stoicism, not stone-faced silence, not cute quotes, not breathwork or detox juice. The firewall, the filter, the art of mental border control. This isn't philosophy class. This is psychological self-defense. And if the world doesn't like that, good. You were never here to be liked. You were here to uninstall. Welcome to the Cynic's Stoic.